محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر.
The relationship between the parents and children and the various family members. Without wasting any more time, I'm going to give the mic to Brother Ahmed here. He's the son-in-law of Sheikh Yusuf Estes, and he's going to carry on with the further announcements. So I'm going to give the mic to
Bari
Sheikh, and let's save time and start as soon as possible.
And they're trying to announce our program actually. But Abdel Bari is with us. We have Ahmed with us, and we're going to be with you guys live in just a few minutes. So I want to wait. We're going to be live with you guys in about 21 minutes. So,
Lord of everything, and I bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship and obedience except Allah. He's alone without any partners, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and his messenger. And I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight to our Friday Family Night program in the Islamic Center of Reseda. And we have special guests. To my right, your local Imam, Dr. Sayyid Jumaa. And to his right is our dear Sheikh Yusuf Estes, coming all the way from Virginia. And to the far right is our Sheikh Abdel coming from Seattle, Washington. So alhamdulillah, we have a great panel of speakers for you tonight. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to bless their words and to make their words of beneficial knowledge, and to guide us to benefit from the best things that we hear and to implement it. Tonight's program is titled Family Focus, and Sheikh Yusuf, as you can tell, is going to broadcast this live. We're going to go on the air at 7, inshallah, our time. We're waiting for a program to finish in the East Coast, which you just saw, with Imam Shamsi Ali in New York. At 7, inshallah, Sheikh Yusuf will start the live broadcast on Guide US TV, which is the satellite station that's been aired for about a year now. Very similar to Al-Amin TV, which is your local station here. So inshallah, we want to benefit from our speakers. Also, just in case you didn't know, Sunday evening we have the same speakers and another one, inshallah, at least Sunday evening for the fundraiser for this masjid, and we'll be in the same place. However, we'll start at 5 p.m. inshallah ta'ala. We'll start with some words from the Qur'an, and then inshallah the speakers will take it from there. Please take advantage of this opportunity, listen attentively, and the program is going to be for a few hours, so if you know someone that might benefit, please let them know. Give them a call, send them a text message, especially the non-Muslim friends and neighbors that you have around. And we'll start with some words from the Qur'an, inshallah ta'ala. And this was the request of Brother Arif. I'm not supposed to be one of the speakers here, but since he's very dear to me, I have to do what he asks. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. يا أيها الذين كفروا لا تعتذروا اليوم إنما تجزون ما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا عسى ربكم أن يكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يوم لا يخزي الله النبي والذين آمنوا معه نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون ربنا أتمم لنا أخطأنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه. Welcome, my very sweet brothers and sisters in Islam. Big scholars tonight with us, فضيلة الشيخ Yusuf Estes. And alhamdulillah, I don't want to talk anything more because I cannot fulfill my words to him. He's our father, our sheikh, our scholar. What you can say, say. His basma everywhere around the world. Around the world, just go ask about Sheikh Yusuf Estes, you will know who is he. He is with you tonight in Islamic Center of Rashid. And Sheikh Abdel Yahya, our guest, our sheikh, our scholar from Washington State is coming to visit us tonight to lighten our night, inshallah, our hearts, our faces with that family night, inshallah, advices. And with the advice of our sheikh, Sheikh Yusuf, he said family focus. He called that the name of this lecture tonight, inshallah. We're going to start until Sheikh Yusuf, inshallah, finish what he's doing with Sheikh Abdel about, inshallah, I will not talk, just I'm going to throw what I need to say to Sheikh Abdel and they're going to, inshallah, lighten us with what we're going to say, inshallah. Sheikh Abdel will come. We need to know, inshallah, about bringing kids in Islam. First of all, when we should raise our kids, and what do you teach them first? When if you want to teach your kids, what you should teach them first? Is there any difference between boys and girls? I think maybe, I don't know, Sheikh gonna tell us, inshallah. What is the ways to make them obedient to you? How can we find time to teach our kids? All of this, inshallah, we're going to learn, and we're going to take some advices, inshallah, from Sheikh Abdel Tafadhal, Sheikh. Jazakumullah khair.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, this particular topic that we would like to just cover tonight is a very, very important topic. Because we see the effects of the environment that we are living in right now. In the world right now, we have a lot of challenges, specifically the children and taking care of the children. Because in this society in which they are trying to make, the whole society is trying to make us anything but Muslims. They're okay, you can be anything you want. You can be you can call yourself anything. You can say that you are out of the closet or whatever it is you want to speak about. It's okay. Be whoever you want to be. But when you say you want to be a Muslim, that's when they say you're backwards. That's when they say, hey, what are you doing? You can't be that. But you can be anything you want. You can even call yourself an animal. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But just don't call yourself a Muslim. So that's a very difficult situation, difficult circumstances that we are in right now in the society and the world that's happening right now. And a lot of us, sometimes we don't realize where and what we have done with our children. Sometimes you say, okay, you know what, they're going to school and they're learning a lot of good things, but you're throwing them to a place. And it's like you're saying, oh, I'm going to throw him into the water and then tell him, don't get wet. But you're the one that threw him into the water to start with, into the ocean. How can you tell him, don't get wet? So what can we do? And what should we teach them first? And how should we teach them? And what are some of the ways that the Prophet ﷺ taught us and how he taught also the youngsters during the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? First and foremost, when it comes to the upbringing of children, it begins before having children. It begins with choosing a spouse that is concerned about taking care of the children, that they know that they have the deen, they have the concern of La ilaha illallah, within them. And they want to raise a family that will have La ilaha illallah. So it starts even before you're getting married, before marriage. And so a lot of people, they always say, but this society, they don't listen to you. And what do we teach them first? Let me tell you a story. When I was in Cambodia a couple of years ago, after I graduated, I went to Cambodia, we opened up a school. And alhamdulillah, we were able to teach the children. They were very, very well-mannered. They were very well-mannered. The first day that I came in, they all stood up. And so I'm surprised. I'm used to schools here, and I grew up here, and you don't come into the classroom and then the students don't stand up. So I come into the classroom and every student is standing up, and I tell them, you don't have to stand up for me. And whatever I give them to memorize, they memorize. If I give them any homework, they do it. And they never speak out of turn. They raise their hand quietly. But you see, they had manners. But I didn't teach them the manners. They had to learn it the hard way. They had to learn it from Mr. Stick. Right? But in America, if you teach manners with Mr. Stick, you get to meet Mr. Bars. Right? So that's how, you can't do that. Okay, you can't do that, right? Okay. After I finished, by the way, the school, most of the students, within 6 months, they were able to speak Arabic. In fact, I had some speakers who were coming from overseas, and I had some of the students translate, and they were able to do so. And all we did was speak Arabic. It was the language of the school was Arabic. Nobody was allowed to speak anything but Arabic. Anyone who said a single word that wasn't in Arabic, they would have 10 points knocked off. The test, the exams. So if they spoke 10 times, they would get 0 before the exam started already. For the whole quarter. And so, if you don't, it's pretty fun, by the way. It's pretty fun when you teach Arabic and they don't know that much Arabic, because it makes it more fun because you have to get the point across. So how are you going to get the point across when you can't say the word in their language? It's only in Arabic. So you get to do a lot of things, right? And of course, I can write stuff on the board. I'm writing things on the board just to make them understand. But alhamdulillah, the first 2 weeks were very, very difficult. But eventually we were able to communicate and they were able to speak, and we had no problem whatsoever. After 6 months to a year, everyone was able to speak Arabic, and they were able to understand Arabic, of course, very well, because they understand it first. So, after I finished there, I came back to America. The same age group, about middle school, early high school. We had an Islamic school that we just started. And I said, inshallah, I'm going to replicate that. I'm going to do the exact same thing. You know what ended up happening? Every time I turn around, somebody says, Ustad, somebody hit me with a spit wad. Ustad, this person just poked me. Ahmed just poked me with a stick. Mahmoud just kicked me. It's like, in 2 weeks, I couldn't even get past the first 2 pages. We had the first 2. In 2 weeks, we were finished with probably half the book already by then in Cambodia. I couldn't even get past 2 pages. I said, oh wait, there's something wrong here. What can I do? What am I doing wrong? These are the same age group. What is it that's missing here that was there in Cambodia? I said, manners. Adab. They did not have manners. And so, the problem with the Islamic schools also, you get the very, very good students, mashallah, whose parents are very concerned about the upbringing of their children. So you get the best. But you also get the worst. You get the students that the public schools have rejected. These are criminals. I'm talking about criminals, and I'm not exaggerating here. So the public schools have rejected them already. They don't even want them. And so the parents have no option except, we are in Islamic school there. Let's see if we can bring him there. See if they can fix him up. Right? And these are criminals, you have to understand. And so now you get the really good students, and even the good students now, they're learning a lot of stuff, which is not good. And if you have a school where your children are learning from the students more than the teacher, you're in trouble. Something's wrong there. If the students are learning from each other more than they're learning from the teacher, there's something wrong, especially when it's some bad things that they're learning. Wow, I never taught you. Where'd you learn those words? Where'd you learn this at? And so, it's a challenge. How am I going to teach manners to these people? And by the way, one of the questions the Sheikh asked, what should we teach first? Right? One of the first things you should teach before anything is manners. Because once you teach them manners, then you can teach them anything else. Once you teach them to be obedient to you, then you can teach them anything else. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere. And so, you have to teach them manners first. And so what did I do? Now, how do you teach them manners? That's the question, right? How do you teach manners to the kids? They're not listening to you from the beginning. How are you going to teach them? They don't have manners to learn. So, what do we do? What's something that students like? Students, or kids in general, they love stories. Right? So, you know what I did? I stopped teaching them Arabic. I said, I'm not going to be able to teach them Arabic, forget it. If they don't have manners, I will get nowhere. So for the next 2 months, the only thing I taught them was manners. Now, am I going to say, listen, Ahmad, this is what you should do when the teacher comes in? He's not going to do it. You can't just tell him. They need examples. They need people who they can follow, who they can look up to, need role models where they can follow. And the most difficult thing, one of the most difficult challenges for children in the West now is reading and learning about manners and not seeing it. So they're not, you're teaching them, but they never get to see it. That's a big challenge. They don't see it in practice. They see that their uncles are different, the other children are different. So what did I do? I just told them stories, because everybody loves stories. And so, mashallah, they loved the class. It was an Arabic class, but every time they came in, it's story time! Yes, it's story time. And everybody's listening for stories. Because every day was stories. But what they did not realize was every story had lessons and morals and manners. It was giving them someone to follow. And so I would tell them, like for example, we know that Imam Malik, rahim, he was raised by his mother. What did his mother do? How did she teach him? This is what he said. He said, my mother used to bring me to the halaqah, to the gathering of the Imam at that time, Rabi' ibn Abdel Rahman al-Ra'i. That was the Imam. That was his teacher. But he was a boy. He was a young boy. During our age, boys during that, they're still playing Xboxes and PlayStations and things like that, right? But the mother of Imam Malik used to bring him personally, put his clothes on, take care of him, make him look nice, bring him to the masjid. But what is a child going to learn from somebody like Rabi' al-Ra'i? They don't call him Rabi' al-Ra'i, huh? His nickname. Okay. Rabi' al-Ra'i, we'll get back to you. Okay. Okay, so. Rabi'at al-Ra'i he used to teach very complicated issues related to fiqh and so forth. So what did his mother say to him? Bring in a little kid, and it's like bring a child, 10-year-old, and he's the teacher is teaching calculus.
Salam, we're sending the signal now.
And then you say, go learn. So what did his mom say? His mom said, go learn from the adab, the manners of Rabi'at al-Ra'i before you take his knowledge. Just sit there and learn from his manners, etiquettes. So you have to start with that. After you start with that, then you can teach him anything else. So teach them to be obedient. And that's part of Islam, to teach your children to be obedient to you. So after that, then you can teach them ethics. Otherwise, it's like pushing a ship on sand. You're not going to go very far. Yep.
This is the mic. Muhammadin abduhu wa rasul. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're watching a live broadcast coming to you right now from the Islamic Center in Reseda, California. And this is Yusuf Estes. I think you probably guessed that already, mashallah. But I've got some special guests with me and something very special for those of you who have been following what's happening with the media for Muslims in America. I've got a special announcement I want to make to you, but before I do that, let me introduce to my right, I have Abdel Bari Yahya, who's coming to you all the way from Washington State, and of course you know me, and I'm coming to you from Washington, D.C., Yusuf Estes here. And to my immediate left, we have Dr. Sayyid Jumaa.
Assalamu alaikum.
And mashallah, he's got a lot for us to talk about tonight. But before we go any further, we want to come back and just kind of like introduce the show a little bit. And with that, I'm going to ask our cameraman here, if he'll turn the camera. That's it, sir. Thank you so much. There you are. And show us all of the Muslims who are here with us today. MashaAllah. Salam alaikum. Now, if any of you are wanted by the FBI, I'm over here close to Mexico. I'm speaking my broken Spanish now. Mañana, tomorrow, Baqrah, inshallah. Yeah. So that's going to be up. And I know everybody's excited to know who's going to be the winner. Who's going to get to go to the trip in Chicago for the big recitation contest for Mass Ikna. That's coming up. See to California. Now, if while we're broadcasting we lose you, don't go away, because we'll break back in on it and try to keep everything going, because I do know that we've got a weak signal here. And inshallah, we're going to work on that as well. Another subject we want to talk to you about tonight, we're going to go into that, is a brand new television channel. Some of the folks out here know about it, but a lot of folks around the world don't know about it yet, and we're going to announce it officially right now tonight. And along the way, we're going to be talking with Sheikh Abdel Bari Yahya, who is a dear sweetheart. He is coming to us tonight from Washington State, but he's got a much longer history and a longer way from here, for his origins, and we want to pull a little bit out of him. We're going to have questions, answers, inshallah. The phone that you see listed on there will be live, but not right this minute. They're telling me that that's not on yet, so don't try to dial it. I forgot to take that off of there. Let me switch real quick. There you go. Now, don't call that number till we put it up, okay? We will take your calls later in the program. We've got 52 minutes left in the show, and then we'll be back with some promos. We have a break coming up in 20 minutes, inshallah. So all of that, you need to stay tuned and watch what's up, okay? So let's get started. Sheikh, I want to talk to our Quran expert who is with us today, mashallah. I say that because you memorized the whole entire Quran. How old were you when you completed memorization?
15 years old.
You were 15?
I was 15.
What was that, like a couple years ago?
I'm older man now, Sheikh.
So, when you memorized the Quran, did you ever think that you'd be traveling around the world reciting it, leading the prayers?
Never. I was in my village in Egypt. I never think I'm going to go over, maybe in Mansoura. You know Mansoura, I've been there. Yeah.
You didn't even think you were going to go to Cairo?
No.
MashaAllah.
The journey started Saudi Arabia, Jordan to America now, alhamdulillah.
Well, mashallah, well, we're very excited to have you here in our country, and we consider you part of it, and so it's your country too, you know. But we wanted now to talk a little bit about the Quran recitation that we've got going. We have a contest. I think you know something about that we've had. The children have made their own videos, their moms and dads. We brought the families together for this project. We said the moms and dads had to help the kids make the videos, put them up on there, so that the families are coming together on what? Al-Quran al-Karim.
Right.
And so, alhamdulillah, that's what's been going on. And now, out of hundreds who have recited for us, a large number put up their videos. At least, I think, a couple score of those were judged by the judges and were put up now, and they're being voted on right this minute. The highest scores will not determine the ultimate winners, but it will influence the judges to look harder at the ones that have the most votes. Because it's not fair, just somebody gets votes, because somebody could just go click, 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 something like this. But they are looking at them very seriously, and the one who has the best recitation and the best presence and did the best job on it is going to win the trip to join us, to be with us there in Chicago for the conference. And they're telling me I need a microphone over here. Watch out for that thing. That's for the... Yeah, all right. I think, can you guys hear me okay? If you can't hear me, raise your hand. I didn't know we had any Saeedis here, did you?
Maybe. Never know, Sheikh.
If you say you can't hear.
The more you practice القرآن الكريم, more you recite, more Allah will make it easy for you.
Well, like if somebody said, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ.
That's Egyptian and Pakistani brothers, sisters. They said ذلك الكتاب إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. Of course it is not right. It is إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. This is right. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب. This is the حصري way. تحقيق. Yeah, when you say it. Am I right or wrong, Sheikh?
Oh, you're the Sheikh. I'm just listening.
You're the master.
No, not on this subject. This is not my subject. I'm always learning more about Quran every single day. Inshallah, I hope I do. Now, one of the things that our